Does that make sense? That's
Totally,
very
yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
And just because a woman is allowing their partner to take the lead, it doesn't mean that this woman is allowing to fall back in a position of weak. And I love that in the heart of this installment of Avatar, the Sully family, the Sully children are the heart of it. But in Fire and Ash, you see her begin to question it.
Yeah.
And that's the rift that's going to happen between them. That's what's going to maybe pull them apart, is the fact that, wait, I've been following you this far and I already buried a son. And I think she's finding it really hard not to blame him for that. And what through my research and experience, loosely, with families that have experienced a loss of this magnitude, such as losing a child, is that you fight really hard to not play the blame game. And Jake is playing it as well, and so is Neytiri, and that's drifting them apart from each other. So then you begin to challenge each other. It's like if he says we're going to go north, she's in her mind thinking we should go south. And I'm happy that Jim wrote that kind of complexity for this family, because one, it's familiar, and two, it gives them an arc where they're really going to have to, besides the war that they're having to sort of fight, they're fighting this internal war as a family. And the Sully children are definitely, the ones that are having to grow up faster and maybe become the guides of their family. And I love that in the heart of this installment of Avatar, the Sully family, the Sully children are the heart of it.
Of Kiri's struggles has been that she's kind of floating out there by herself, and the fact that she has no connection to Awa and doesn't know who her father is. A lot of those questions are answered in this, but she's not thrilled with the answers. So it is fun to see that in spite of these things, she and all the children seem to come into their own in this one, because mom and dad are busy with other horrible things, and so they have to save themselves and each other.
What is a takeaway in terms of hard work, of focus, attention? I've become a better actor and a more focused human being because of my association with Cameron over the last 20 years. Because I admire him.
Yeah.
I admire it, you know what I mean?
I feel like there must be this crazy discipline with him that, I don't know, but...
Yeah, I mean, I think Slang's absolutely right. He leads by example. And that's when, one of the pieces that I observed with awe was the power of his word. When he says go, people go, and they're going with everything they got, because his word has so much integrity, because he's in alignment, and he's he will go and he will lead the charge, and it's so inspiring. It's so I'm just very, very inspired by the process, and I'm definitely do my best to have the perseverance and the curiosity that I've learned from everybody on this set.
I think sometimes discipline has such a negative connotation to it.
Yeah.
There is a demand for excellence by Jim, because we're taking time away from our families to tell these stories. So what are we doing it for if we're not going to aim high? Mm-hmm. He has such an attention to detail. I've took that into other work. Yeah. Beans in a bean bag, I call it. The more beans you got in that bag, the more comfy the seat. So we just pile it in. And you go on other jobs, and that can lead to conflict because you're demanding so much, and you're demanding details and questioning everything. So I find other movie sets, don't compare.